Long before modern America was discovered, deep inside the dense jungles of Central America, there lived one of the most advanced civilizations in human history, the Maya civilization. This was not a small tribe. This was a powerful society of architects, astronomers, mathematicians, and artists. And even today, much of their story remains a mystery. The Maya civilization began around 2000 BCE and reached its peak between 250 and 900 CE. They lived in areas that are now Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. At a time when much of the world was still developing basic tools, the Maya were building massive stone cities in the jungle. Cities like Tikal, Palenque, Copan, and Chichen Itza were filled with tall pyramids, royal palaces, and sacred temples. What makes this even more incredible is that the Maya built all of this without metal tools, without wheels, and without modern machines. One of the greatest achievements of the Maya was their knowledge of mathematics. They were one of the first civilizations in the world to understand and use the concept of zero, something even ancient Europe did not have at the time. They used complex number systems to calculate time, trade goods, and plan construction projects. But mathematics was only one part of their genius. The Maya were also brilliant astronomers. They carefully observed the sun, moon, stars, and planets. They created calendars so accurate that modern scientists are still impressed by them today. The Maya calendar could predict solar eclipses, lunar cycles, and seasonal changes. For the Maya, the sky was not just science, it was deeply connected to religion and daily life. They believed the gods spoke through the stars. Religion played a central role in Maya society. They worshipped many gods, each controlling different forces of nature: rain, corn, sun, death, and time. Human life was sacred, but human sacrifice was also part of their religious rituals. These sacrifices were believed to keep the universe in balance and to please the gods so that the world would not collapse into chaos. To us today, this may seem brutal, but for the Maya, it was a sacred duty. Despite their intelligence and power, something strange happened. Around 900 CE, many major Maya cities were suddenly abandoned. Massive stone buildings were left empty. Jungles slowly swallowed entire cities, and the great Maya civilization began to decline. Why did this happen? Historians still debate the answer. Some believe climate change and long droughts destroyed their food supply. Others think overpopulation and deforestation weakened their environment. There is also evidence of warfare between Maya city-states. Most likely, it was not one single cause, but many problems happening at the same time. One of the biggest myths about the Maya is that they completely disappeared. This is not true. Millions of Maya people still live today in parts of Mexico and Central America. They continued to speak Maya languages, follow ancient traditions, and preserve the memory of their ancestors. The civilization collapsed, but the people survived. The Maya civilization reminds us of an important lesson. Advanced knowledge does not guarantee survival. Even the most intelligent societies can fall if they lose balance with nature, resources, and each other. Their cities may be silent, their temples may be broken, but their legacy still speaks to us across time. Hidden beneath the jungle, the story of the Maya civilization remains one of the greatest and most mysterious chapters in the history of ancient America. While the great stone cities of the Maya stand silent today, they still hold secrets that continue to confuse historians and scientists. The Maya were not only builders of pyramids and temples, they were also masters of engineering, agriculture, and urban planning. Living in dense jungles with poor soil was not easy, but the Maya found a way to survive and even flourish. They created advanced farming systems, including raised fields,
irrigation canals, and terraced agriculture. These systems allowed them to grow crops like corn, beans, squash, and cacao even during difficult seasons. In many ways, the Maya were far ahead of their time. One of the most fascinating aspects of Maya civilization was their writing system. The Maya developed one of the most complex writing systems in the ancient world. Their writing used hieroglyphs, a combination of symbols and sounds. They carved these symbols into stone monuments, painted them on pottery, and wrote them in folded books made from tree bark known as codices. Sadly, most of these books were destroyed during the Spanish conquest. What was lost can never be fully recovered. The Maya did not have a single king ruling over all cities. Instead, they lived in independent city-states, each ruled by its own king, nobles, and priests. These city-states often formed alliances, but they also fought brutal wars against each other. War was not only about land or power, it was also deeply connected to religion. Captured enemies were sometimes used in rituals to honor the gods. This constant warfare weakened the civilization over time and made it difficult to maintain unity. Another powerful force shaping Maya life was nature. The Maya depended heavily on rainfall. When the rains failed, crops failed, and when crops failed, people suffered. Scientific evidence shows that between 800 and 950 CE, the Maya region experienced severe and repeated droughts. Rivers dried up, water reservoirs emptied, food shortages became common. As resources disappeared, conflicts increased. Cities that were once full of life became places of hunger and fear. The Maya rulers claimed to have a divine connection to the gods. They were expected to control rain, harvests, and cosmic balance through rituals and ceremonies. But when droughts continued for years, people began to lose faith in their leaders. If the kings could not speak to the gods, why should they be obeyed? This loss of trust caused social unrest. Common people abandoned cities in search of food and safety. The political system collapsed from within. One of the greatest mysteries of the Maya is how suddenly this collapse happened. Cities that took centuries to build were abandoned within just a few generations. Stone temples were left unfinished. Palaces stood empty. Sacred plazas became silent. Nature slowly reclaimed everything. Trees grew through walls. Roots cracked stone floors. The jungle erased the sound of human life. Despite the collapse of the great cities, the Maya people did not vanish.